Hello my friends, and welcome to the Philosophy of Heroes, a series where we take a look into the philosophy and psychology of heroes from popular culture. Through these character studies, my aim is to analyse modern heroic idols that are held up by our society in the hopes that we may emulate their values and be a little more heroic in our own lives. In today's video, we're looking at Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta is a Saiyan prince born on planet Vegeta during the reign of his father, King Vegeta. Vegeta was born a prodigal son, gifted with exceptional fighting power, a fact which is essential to his identity and character throughout the story. When his homeworld is destroyed by Frieza, his family and future kingdom is destroyed, leaving him especially wounded as compared with Goku, who never really knew the Saiyan world or ethos. Herein lies the first and most crucial aspect of Vegeta's philosophy. It's almost a meme on the internet these days, but Vegeta is quintessentially a proud Saiyan prince. He is exceptionally patriotic to the Saiyan creed and all that means to him. First and foremost, Vegeta vests his pride in his strength and fighting skills when a cultivated individual has a sense of their own greatness without arrogance is at its best. He is able to accurately accept his limits without taking anything away from his admittedly exceptional power. What ultimate psychology? Envy. Specifically envy of Goku or Kakarot.
Fool! You don't know what humiliation is! Don't worry, I will teach you its better taste just as you have taught me. Me, a warrior elite. In my fingertips, I hold the power to destroy entire worlds. I am a Saiyan of royal blood, the last of my kind. And on my shoulders rests the glory of an extinct warrior race. Whole civilization, honor, and my pride, the foundations upon which I have always stood, began to crumble at my feet. It was at your hands that I suffered my first great humiliation. Imagine my added shame, who were the first to achieve the pinnacle of our race. The first in 1,000 years to take a place among the Super Saiyans of legend. A place that I had been raised to believe was my... It is time to take back what is mine.
Especially poisonous emotion. But I included here first of all because Vegeta's rivalry with Goku. And a healthy sense of competitive rivalry is something envy at first twists him up and causes him almost life-threatening. In the course of the show, however, Vegeta learns to cooperate with Goku in order to save the Earth and the ones he loves from certain destruction. Over the course of Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta now enjoys Goku as his training partner and friendly rival. And actually, just evil. Over time, however, we are treated to heroes. That truce eventually flourishes to a sense of camaraderie and even friend. He's quite protective of his family, if a little hot-headed and dismissive.
And if you can land even one punch on my face, I'll take you to that amusement park you're always going on about. Stop that whining! I'll take you to the stupid park!
Vegeta's change of heart is not his heart. His lust for battle has a destructive and cruel element to him. He must sacrifice his life in battle against Majin Buu.
Trunks been for you, Kakarot.
Atonement for his sins. Piccolo warns Vegeta just enough to balance his ledger, so he does end up in the other world after his death. In the end, it's Vegeta's redemption and atonement that form the backbone of his story. A bloodthirsty warrior, concerned only with destroying his enemies and accomplishing his goal, and a fulsome urge to grow stronger with Goku rather than against Goku. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing or checking out my other videos. Have a lovely day.